Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good day I bid to respected lecturers and my fellow audience. So my name is Muhammad Charaza bin Hassan, and I am from 2 PPSMP Tesluan. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to present you my survey about the difficulty of sleeping. So basically this presentation we have a little bit data that you need to care of, and a few things that I think that you should take note as a teenagers, as a students, and as an individual, because the topic that I'm going to present to you is really important. So first of all, I'm going to explain to you what my presentation is all about. So I have several items to present to you. First, I have introduction. Second, I have the distribution of genders in surveys. Third, I have the awareness of sleep problems among the respondent. Fourth, I have common factors of sleeping problems. Fifth, I have solution that might solve the problem. Sixth, I have the bad outcome from sleeping problems. And last but not least, conclusion. So what really my presentation is all about, the 7 items. And what the 7 items is all about, later we will see in my upcoming slide, because we go through one by one. So I really hope that you guys knows that what I'm going to present, so that you won't miss out anything that very important in these studies. So next, introduction. So ladies and gentlemen, why do I choose this topic? Why do I choose the sleeping problems as my topic of research? Because I think that sleeping problems is something, is really phenomenon. It really happens very common in our society, but then our society used to label it, used to take this lightly, because for them sleeping is just not more than habit. Sleeping is not really for them, it's not really something that very crucial. It's not something really very important for you to care of, because for them sleeping patterns, sleeping is something that you do when you want, you do when you like, it's something like that. It's not really important. But then in my perspective, and based on medical research also, sleep is very important for individual, for any form of human, that if you are a worker, if you are a student, those very important sleeping that need. We used to hear the phrases says that a very beautiful day will start with a very good morning. But then in my perspective, that to have a very good morning, you need to very good quality of sleeping. Because why do I say so? Because when you boost up your energy, when you reboost the entire body, when you recharge all the negative, when you recharge the brains, you recharge your mind, you recharge your body, you will start your day very, very beautiful. And to have a very good day, you need a very good morning. To have a very good morning, you need a very good quality of sleeping. So if you don't have really enough time to sleep, so basically you don't have a very good quality of sleeping, so it leads you to have a very bad day on that day. So this respondents was answered by 30 this survey was answered by 30 respondents, which in my circle, I really wanted to know that how they see these problems, how they aware about these problems, and their basic knowledge to know how to cope with these problems, the factors that these problems keep rising, keep happening, and what the major disadvantage if those people who have these problems don't seek for the advice, don't seek for the any solution. So yeah, let's move on to my next slide. Next we talk about the distribution of genders. So maybe most of you guys might think that why do I put this distribution of genders, because I think that the genders in the survey is very important. That the main objective of having gender in my survey is I really wanted to show you guys that these sleeping problems, these tiny, that you think tiny problems, that you think there's very light problems that most of you guys might think, sleeping problems, or other example is depression or stress or suicidal thought, it's happen in both genders. It doesn't count if you are male or if you are female students, but then if you are facing this problem, you need to seek for advice, and don't really stick with the stigma of society, when society used to think that you are not really man if you have these problems and so on. So I think this distribution of genders is really nice, that I do have 46.7 from male respondent and 53.3% of female respondents. So basically what I can say is everyone is happy, there is aware and having this sleep problem. So I think so for you guys out there, it's really important for you guys to know that sleep problems can happen. It doesn't count you from what religion, from what gender, or from what races, but then it's something that you guys should aware of, because it happens for those who are human. Sweets and gentlemen, next I'm going to talk about the awareness of sleeping problems among the respondent. So the upcoming slide we will have two pie chart, which is I will explain later. So first of all, I do have these two questions. Okay, first questions I put is, do you agree most of the students have difficulty of sleeping? And you know what, I can sigh a bit, and I feel grateful that 100% of the respondents, which represent 30 respondents, answer yes. So basically that they are aware about their friends, about their classmates, maybe about their roommate, that maybe some kind of drop off in class, and maybe their mind fly away, or when teacher is teaching. It shows that they don't really have a very good sleep. Those are the symptoms of when they don't have a very good sleep. So when we have this 100% respondents, so I think that we live in a society who care about each other. I think we live in a society who really observe, who really concern about the changing the change of their friends' behavior, the change of their friend routine. So I think that this is very good, because for some example of the problems, that for example that depression, if we do have this kind of society who concern, who notice their friends' behavior, this change of behavior, I think that this societal piece, we can decrease it a little. So same goes to this same problem. So when we have this concerned society, I do think that they will have a very good improvement that we can improve in the future. The second is it okay to not have healthy sleep pattern? So we do have 90% of the respondents say no, that it's not okay to not have sleeping patterns. Then 10% say yes, it's okay to not have sleeping pattern. So this 90%, I guess they are aware that sleeping pattern is something that really crucial. It's really something that you need to care of. It's not something that you can change with your one snap, because sleep pattern is you need to develop from a very beginning to the end, and it's not simply that you can change in one night, in one snap, or by taking some medication and so on. But then we have that 10% who say yes, it's okay to have sleeping pattern. I think that this 10% really in those society who think that sleeping is not something really magic keys to be discussed. It's not really something that is very crucial to be discussed in this era. So I think I really hope that from my presentation, the end of my presentation, this 10% really change their mindset, really change their thought that it's not okay to not have sleeping pattern. So without further ado, let's move on to my next slide. Is I'm going to talk about common factors of sleeping problem. So with a vote of 28, we do have smartphone. Why do they choose smartphone? We can see some scenario when a student who really want to get in their bed, so they get in their bed. So what happened is they want to set alarm for tomorrow's class, so they take their phone. Okay, they will take their phone, and some notification. They started to chat, they started to scrolling their Twitter, scrolling their Instagram. So somehow it will take like 2 or 3 hours just doing that. Basically your sleeping will be disturbed. So basically smartphone is a very big disturbance, because some of the teenagers, not really some, most of the teenagers really addicted to their smartphone until they won't leave their phone at all. So I guess it's really important that you lessen the usage of smartphone, and you lessen your addiction to smartphone, because once your sleeping is disturbed, so I think it's major problem that you need to count on later in the future. So second with the work of 21, I do have massive workload. Why the massive workload at the place in the second place? Because I think that when you receive a very massive workload, I think that most of you guys might always wondering and always lose focus because you have a massive burden on your head. So for example, you really want to catch your bed, and somehow you started to worrying, you started to overthink that when I'm going to finish this work, when is the due date, how am I going to do those work in this very packed schedule. So I think those overthink will came to you when you started to chill, because when our brain started to chill, started to calm, there are very big possibilities that those bad negative aura, those bad thinking will come to you. So basically this is not really a good thing. So I think that massive workload, if you have a very massive workload, you need to handle it carefully. You need to put it in the schedule so that you will have a very good time management. So third, I do have amount of caffeine that has been taken. So why do amount of caffeine become the third place? I think that because most of us really don't care about the amount of caffeine they take, because they think that they were like mocha, they were like coffee, they were like americano, latte, and so on. So they won't care about those caffeine, because for your knowledge that I can share the fact that I studied that if you really have caffeine, you don't count the amount of caffeine you just take. The really big amount of caffeine that you take will block some sort of producing no, it will block some hormone in your body that will tell the brain that you need rest. So basically, if you take caffeine, so the caffeine will be react that to stop the hormone, some sort of impulse in your brain, your neurotransmitter, from telling the brain that you need sleep. So when this thing happens, so your brain will not get the message that your brain need to relax. So that is why most of the students, most of the workers really take caffeine to stay awake to do their work. It's basically not really healthy, because it's some sort of disturbing your ecosystem. For example, that if we have this snake eating the frog, always eat the frogs, but then it comes out to have a very some sort like crocodile eat the frog, so these snake won't have their food. So this is how the ecosystem is supposed to work, but there will be some disturbance, so ecosystem might change. So same goes to your body, when it's supposed to be like that, but then comes some disturbance, so your body will have imbalanced hormone, and it will lead to major effects later. So third, I have last minute work. So last minute work also, we always seems it to be like some sort of because of procrastination of work. So but then I do admit that last minute work also happens when your lecturers are giving out last minute work, because the lecturers also are chasing the due of submission to the higher level of evaluation. So I think that it's okay to not have once or twice a month to have this massive workload where you need to stay awake to do this last minute work. But then we do have this in education system Malaysia, we do have this 10 week that we need to submit all the assignment in the same week. So basically, for those students who really love to procrastinate their work, they won't do their work earlier, but then they will have last minute work habit. So basically, when this happens, so basically they will have a really last minute work, which I think is not very healthy. It's something that you can do earlier, you do it earlier, because it won't there won't be any promise that you will have a better day of tomorrow. So I think that last minute work is you can avoid. And for those students who really have this certain week of to send the assignment, so basically they will have a very long week that they won't have a very good quality of sleeping. They won't really have the sleeping patterns that they really need in order for them to cope in a very heavy learning process in class, to have a very productive evening and so on. So I think there's major problems happens there. So last but not least, I do have stress. Why do stress really affect sleep problems? Because you can see if someone's stressed, it's really disturb their focus. It's really disturb that some sort of their hormone also will be imbalanced because of their stress. So I think people might be facing a lot of stress, and because they are worrying too much. So for example, you go to bed and you started to stress, you start to depress everything out, so it's really disturb for you to sleep because you will keep thinking a lot of things, you will worrying a lot of things without reason, without you are having some solution to solve it. So if you are having stress, so handle it with some advice from counselor. So later we'll talk about the solution that will solve these problems. So next, I do have the solution like I told you. We do have the highest one goes to avoid procrastination of work and seek advice from counselor. So we'll go first to avoid procrastination of work. So first of all, we need to avoid the procrastination, because when you have this procrastination, it will lead you to last minute work. So it's basically a very beautiful thing for you to schedule everything. When you schedule everything, so basically you won't be having some sort of last minute work, even if you really have a massive workload. But then this for example, you really have this 100 words to do, but then if you distribute this 100 words to every day, you will have like two words. So I think that is a moving problem for you guys to finish it on time. And I think that that is how actually I do my assignments, because I can't really handle last minute work. But then what I do is I try to distribute this huge amount of assignment to a very certain week. So in this week I have my goal, I need to finish like 2 assignments. This week I need to finish 2 assignments. So by the end of certain months to submit the assignment, I'll finish those assignments without disturb my sleeping patterns. Next, I do have that seek for advice from counselor. So basically, people we have the stigma in society when they think that for those people who who seek advice from counselor is something that problematic person. But then I stress here that for those who seek for counselor is that they are aware that they are facing problems, and they really need to see who's better at for certain field. For example, if you have these sleep problems, try to seek advice from sleeping. Sometimes you need to ignore what society say things to you, because some sort of society, we do have a toxic society who don't really like that what we are doing. So if you are living in this toxic society, I guess I advise you to stay awake and try to do whatever you want to do, and you don't really care about this toxic society, because what the toxic society will lead you is they will lead you to downfall. So if you think that you need advice from counselor, just go for it. And because you are the one who are going to deal with those problems. So if you faster in making to seek the advice from counselors, so the sooner that you will finish. So I mean that you will like settle the problem, to solve the problems. So third, I do have make yourself tired in the evening. So I think it's very common happen that we realize that how we're going to sleep early at night, because when you have a really productive morning, for example, you have like a very long class from 8 to 2 p.m. and evening, you need to really push yourself in sport. So you will start sport at 5 to 7, and you will, so basically the night you will sleep easily. You will sleep at 10 or 11, because your body and your brain will release some sort of hormone that tell your brain that you are really tired. You need to boost up your energy by sleeping. You need to boost up your mind. You need to boost up your physical. So I think this is very important for you guys to know that if you really have difficulty of sleeping, try to make yourself very tired for the whole day, so that you won't really have problem in sleeping, because when your body is very tired, so it's easy for you guys to fall asleep. Last but not least, I do have that get any medication from a specialist. I also think that sleeping problem is something that really it can be a very serious disease in our society for certain people. So I think that if you notice that you have problems in very severe problems of sleeping, so just go seek medication from specialists. I guess there will be specialists who really expert in this, will get you medication, that sleeping pill that you need to take to make sure that you will not stick with the whole night doing nothing, because it will make your brain exhausted, it will make you less focused, and later the outcomes will talk later in my upcoming slide. But then you need to know that if you think that sleep problem is severe to you, so just seek for the medical advice from specialists. It might cost you a certain amount of money, but then for the sake of your healthy, why don't you just put some money on it? So we move on to better outcomes of sleeping problems. So I have 3 better outcomes that I guess that everyone need to focus on here, because I think that some of us really don't care about, oh, like I don't care what you're talking about, but then when you see the bad outcomes, you're like, oh god, I'm terrified what I'm going to do. So I think it's better for you guys to focus on the outcomes, so that you will realize that how bad this will be in your life. So first of all, we do have an unstable mood. Can you imagine how a very fatigued person, for example, a very tired person, for example, like you sleep at 3 and you will start to sleep at 2 a.m. until 7 a.m. and 7:10 you will wake up to ready for the class at 8, and 8 you will class at 2 or 3 p.m. and then at 4 and 5 p.m. you will have sports until 7, and you know those very tired day, because you don't have a very good sleep, because your brain because when you have a very good sleep, because this 6 hours of sleeping, these 8 hours of sleeping will prepare you, will provide you a very enough energy for you to do activities for the whole day. So if you will easily get tired, so basically you don't really have a very good quality of sleeping. So next, I do have lack of focus. So when you started to feel very tired, you do not have very good sleep, you will doze off in class, you will like easily fall asleep in class, or even if your eyes are wide open, but then you are in conditions so called like absent-minded. It is a situation where you don't, even if you are listening to teachers or what teachers are saying, but then you don't get the thing, because some kind of your brain are flying away from you. So basically, when you are lack of focus, it's really lead to downfall of your academic achievement, because that's why I told you that it's very important for you guys to have very quality of sleeping, to have a very good sleep pattern, to have a very good amount of sleeping, because it will lead you to these problems. When you have a lack of focus, you will get bad result in your academic achievement. So I think it's very important that you really need to concern as a student or as a worker. For a worker, it will lessen your achievement in your work performance. So I think that we all don't want to have that. So guys, just realize that it's really important for you guys to care about your sleeping patterns, about your amount of sleeping, and also the quality of sleeping. Last but not least, the outcomes that I'm going to share you is a fatigue. Fatigue is simply defined as tired. So because when you don't have a very good booster for your mind, and because you don't really have a very good rest for your body, so basically you for the whole day you will feel so fatigued, and this fatigue problem also lead to less productive day for students, for everyone, because when you start to fatigue, you don't really have time to go to do sport 5 to 7, because what it is in your mindset is you want to sleep, because when you don't really get the best quality sleeping at night, you really don't will get the amount. If you sleep for the whole day, the quality of sleeping will be not the same when you sleep at night. So it's really important for you guys to care about the sleeping period when it is at night, because the whole day of sleeping in the daylight, it won't help you to get to achieve the same quality as sleeping at night. So if this happens, it leads to you feel so fatigued, so tired. It will make you a very less productive person. So we have come to the conclusion that before I end my speech, I really would like to ask you to evaluate yourself, to really like know that if you are having sleeping problems, go and seek for advice, because it is really crucial. It's crucial for you guys to solve the problems, because as I told you that the bad outcomes that will happen is really worries us, because we don't want to have these bad outcomes, because we want to be a better human in the future. We want to have a better generation. So if this happen, it really affects you as a whole. It really affects the society as a whole. The bad outcome, I'm not including the bad outcome into the health aspect, because if we touch on health aspect, it will be a lot of things to talk. So I guess that is an example that is easy for you guys to watch. So I really hope that you guys will know that if you are having, or if you are notice your friends having this problem, ask them to seek for advice, ask them to seek for the solution, so that they also won't be suffering these problems. So I guess that's all from me. Thank you.